to safely make it here to all gather together in one. And I just thank you for the life lessons that you teach us as we go on. I just thank you for the people we ran into, and thank you that you continue to be light in dark places. Amen. I can pray now. Hold on.
What encouragement? What encouragement that is.
You know, I got y'all next week.
Right. You heard her. She's trying to help you out. Okay. I mean, yeah. she. Right. I, so you have a partner because she just said, "I want to be up there with you." She just did. Yeah. She just did. When she said, "Don't put your foot in your mouth," that says, "I'll make sure that you don't." That's the interpretation of that. So when you go up, just grab on by the hand and walk on up here with you.
I'm gonna give her a good 2 minutes. I'm gonna give her a good 2 minutes. I'm gonna get a little warmed up.
That's exactly that's exactly it. Because it's to say, you. Yeah, I mean, you open it up. I mean, when you open it up.
I got jokes tonight.
No, no. When you open it up, I mean, when you open it up, when no, no. When you open it up, that really sets it. So you probably, as you've done some of the reading or listening, found out that that's what you've been taught over the last basically 2 months. Okay, 20. Okay, so be it. So be it. What you've been reading. What you've been reading. What you've been reading. So then, if that be the case, then let's just do some reflection of what stood out for you in terms of some of the things you're reading and listening to. So you probably should have gotten up to chapter 6. If you didn't, it's okay. We're going to work through what these things are because the definitive question is: Are you okay? Are you okay? And in it, there's okay. Just reflections. Just some reflections.
When I
I'll take
took
one.
the test,
I'll take one. Thanks.
and from when we think about some
Now you
stressors,
said when we or you.
when I
Okay, that's good.
think about stressors, I thought negative. I never really associated the great things that happen that bring stress. And like she said, getting a divorce and getting married is about that same level because of that anxiety. And when I took the test, I was over 300. And it wasn't that it was bad things, it was, just the different things that fell in line that even the Lord allowed me to handle in Him, but I could see because then it said like in 2 years you could have major health issues, and if it was taken in and not exposed to say this is what I'm growing through, which ties into do you have someone to release to, humanly speaking? And I was able to say yes. And
All right,
that
okay, hold right there, because I don't want to give too much at one time. All right. Now, so actually, we gave you all the Holmes Ray stress test as a worksheet to take a look at. You do recall it. Now, again, this is not after my reading this. This is before I got and assigned this. That's just to give you some idea. So it's not like I went there to say and pull all these things out. It's just to say this is what you face on a day-to-day basis. There's going to always be these opportunities to either internalize or deal with. If you internalize, they're going to blow you up. They're going to blow you up. Okay. All right. Okay. No, no. Sherry's ready. Sherry's ready. No, no. It's on. It's on. No, you're right. Come on up, and I'm gonna let you all sit back this
Um,
time. You're right. Come on up here closer this time.
in the
Just come on up.
introduction of the book, it had the statement, that said coming to Jesus doesn't fix everything.
Okay, sure.
And that kind of startled me. Okay?
You think? Okay. Right. You said that's what's supposed to happen?
Yeah,
Okay.
it startled me.
Okay.
I was like, why not? I mean, I thought it did.
But that's a good question, but go on.
Well, I know it doesn't fit. I know it's not the end all because before me and Tracy was talking, I know that there's such a thing as mental health, and you've been talking about this, like you said, the last few months about things that happened in our past, kind of bring us to where we are in our lives, not right now, and this book is saying the same thing, and I have suppressed some things in my past, and you know my past. The rejection thing, you know, the mama leaving the family. I feel like I didn't fit. So coming here and everybody here embracing me, it felt foreign to me because I wasn't used to that.
You know how some commercials put this little tagline that say these are paid actors.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so some people who come here, they're paid to love other folks. So we just kind of give them something under the table. Right. See, I mean, you must know how convincing I am when I talk and say things, right? I mean, so, yeah, they are. They get this brown envelope on their way out. Oh, okay, all right, okay. Anybody else?
For me, it was how the things from our past shape who we are today. And so there were some kind of hard things to confront. And I didn't want to do really what she said to do, that timeline, just to go through from childhood until now. But I did it. And I did see some things some from childhood and how it has shaped some of the things, some of them negative, some of them positive. She said, go on a line down for the negative, up for the positive. So there were some very positive things from childhood, but there were some negative things, some relationships, some deaths. But for the most part, I think most things were positive, but some of the things were challenging to really face.
Well, actually, since you and Paula are neighbors, don't give too much right now, and that is, that is, it's just telling the truth, and we don't like to face the truth most of the time. We would rather dance around it. Like, for instance, somebody raises a question that we don't want to answer, we'll change the subject, we'll flip the narrative, and we'll just shift and go somewhere and divert. We'll divert away, and it's because we don't want to face the truth. So many times the truth makes you uncomfortable. When it's about yourself, when it's something that you have not initiated saying and then somebody else says it, it's awkward and uncomfortable. Especially if you've avoided it, and then now it's brought out and said, you know how you really are? You really are like this. And then, I was talking to a couple of people yesterday. This gentleman's wife is a behavior analyst. Now, how about that? That's her. She's a behavior analyst. So reluctantly, she's come to sit down and talk. But she says, I'm broken, I'm traumatized, I've been doing this like this, and this is what it is. So on the way out, she just said, do you diagnose some people at times? That was a setup question, right? And I said, so you're asking me, now remember, he's standing here, so you're asking me to give some diagnosis for your husband. So she said, I said, what are your thoughts? She said, I do believe it's NPD. And I said, that's a great description. NPD is narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. So it's just this acronym that if you know it, then you know it. That's what she really meant, is narcissistic personality disorder. And I said, that's a good one. I said, that would be appropriate. So now he's standing there. And he said, well, I'd gone to a therapist, and he said I may have a few of the things associated with it. So now he's he's really, so he's agreeing and not agreeing. He just said I have a few of them, So now notice that downplay, a few of them. And I said, actually, you have a lot of them. Since we were talking about, you have a long list of the thing. And as he continued to talk, I said, have you noticed that most of your conversations circle back to you? It doesn't matter where they start, they just circle back to you. And he said, well, I wouldn't say that. What did you just say? He said, I said, it just keeps circling back to you. Well, you notice how it keeps circling back. It doesn't matter how you start, it circles back to you. And that's classic NPD. Classic. And so he said, I'm just going to leave so the two of you can talk. Notice, yeah. So that was his response. So on his way, I said, well, here's what I will do. I said, I am willing to work with you on that because it is something you can grow from. There's something you can grow from. And so on his, he finally said, I said, can you tell me, or can you prove that you're not? Can you prove that you're not? If I gave you these lists of things, could you prove that they're not true? And he said, well, I guess that I couldn't. I said, that's a great start. You're admitting that you recognize this is what you are. Now the next step won't be so challenging. The next step won't be so. So therefore, that means you have to face it. You have to face it, what brought you here. Because those are all the pieces that make you. They are everything that make you. Every broken thing over here, everything that you've hidden, everything that you won't talk about, and then the things you love talking about, because we love talking about the great things and tend to limp our way into the other ones unless we've gotten victory in it. We'll limp around it and talk around it and tell other people we'll pray for them about things that affect them, and those same things could be affecting us. And it makes you so uncomfortable when you hear people talking about their own challenges and you know it's really the same for you, unless you're willing to face it and to take the next step. But it's super clear. What you've not been healed from controls how you live right now. It just does. You protect yourself from getting hurt in the same way again. Whatever you've not been healed from controls how you live now. It doesn't go away. It doesn't just go away. You don't have a good night's sleep and all of a sudden it's gone. Because you carry it with you. It's just like having a backpack. You're walking around with it. Every interaction that you have, got you on your backpack. And you know it because when you walk around with a backpack, you can tell that you have it on. And you don't want to take it off because people will see it. But if I just keep it on, they won't know what's in it. So I carry it around and it keeps weighing me down. And as it keeps weighing me down, then now I reach this point of frustration. And then what it does, it affects other stuff that I do. Because I'm still carrying this backpack. And the opportunity is there to empty it. Once you become one of his children. So Sherry, the great thing about it is your freedom is available when you enter into this relationship with the Lord. The freedom is available, but it's not given at that, but it's available because the door is open for it now. Because he tells you, give me your cares, give me your concerns, and you don't have to carry this anymore. But you come to him with it, and he says, well, you don't have to carry this anymore unless you want to. Now, he's not going to take anything away from you, force you to do it. He'll let you live with all of it and still love you just as much. You'll just be like Jacob, walking around with a limp. Walking around with a limp. That really is it. That is it. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hey, Pastor Petty, what just said, I was just thinking about it. I haven't read the book,
Mm-hmm.
but I just breezed through it real quick, just
Mm-hmm.
notes it. But I picked up on it having the conversation with Lakita here. And I was here is that just fear and trust. Because I heard a doctor say once that hurt people, healed people, heal people. And
Well, he was right on the first part,
okay.
but he
Now-
wasn't right on the second
Now
part.
see, that's
Let me explain why he
okay,
wasn't
go ahead.
right on the second part so you can understand it. Some people so glad to get healed, sometimes they don't even tell anybody that they are. They're just so glad to get away from it. And they won't even say, because I don't want to even be reminded of this. And I'm free from it, so I don't want to go around it. I stay away from it. I don't even talk about it. But they've been healed. They've been healed.
And on that part there, I understand what you're saying, but then there are a segment, because I can't say in general everyone, because there are people who learn to trust, because some people who get healed, like you said, they don't trust sharing.
Mhm.
But once you learn to trust, you understand the importance of it. And to find someone, you mentioned the backpack, they can unload that backpack with someone, just as a psychologist, someone who can help them. But breaking that barrier of being able to trust is a big part of that, would you say?
It is. So that's why, literally, that's the significance of being in a local assembly. The significance of it is so that you understand body dynamics, the body of Christ, and how each joint provides something to facilitate the maintenance of healing. I'll describe it that way, the maintenance of healing, because you'll look around and find that you're not the only one, that everyone has come from somewhere. If they've been healed from something. The conversations that we have free us to be able to be more vulnerable and transparent when we begin to understand other people may not have been exactly what I am, but there's something. And so when we hide and don't talk, then we miss out on the opportunity to realize what community is and that other people have come with other things. And there are some things we still may be wrestling with and somebody else has been set free from, but if we're not having these conversations, we won't even know. We've got somebody sitting right here. Oh, I never knew that. But it's only through what we're doing like right now do we get the opportunity to know that, see, somebody could talk about being abused and they say, I don't want to talk about it, but then they may find out there are 10 other people. That's my story too, but they never had permission to say anything.
Can I say? And that's that healing part, because healed people give a testimony that can heal other people.
Hold on. I'm going to help you with that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the testimony does not heal. What the testimony does, it gives an invitation for relationship. Because there's a need for somebody, in 2 Corinthians 1, to talk about to walk alongside of them. Because when I hear it, I hear the testimony, and that's to give me hope. The testimony is to give hope. It's the walking alongside, the pouring into that facilitated. So when I hear, oh, you got to the other side and my background is exactly the same, well, now I'm inspired, but I don't know your story, so I need to engage. Now I know how to walk through that. So it inspires me when I hear it. That's why I want to hear people say it, but I also need to talk to you. Just like somebody could say, take David Stewart, for instance. David Stewart, bankrupt, lost everything, watched his car being towed from his house, but look at him now. Now, if I just said he went from rags to riches, and you say, well, I can go from rags to riches, well, you don't know that gap between that and now, but if I start talking to him or read Business by the Good Book, then now I get a better sense of that, but that's where the relationship comes in. Because I'm just going to say, I'm going to go from rag to riches just like David Stewart. Okay, do you know how he did this? Well, no, I don't, but if he did it, I can. Well, that won't get you anywhere. You need to have some interaction to
Agreed.
take that next step. And that's really, it's what the difference is. That really is what, I can just tell you the number of pastors who are severely wounded and would never say anything because they believe if they did, they would lose credibility and not be viewed as credible or worthy of being in that role, versus them understanding they are a wounded healer. They're not understanding it. And that's because they're also telling you, I've not let anyone in my world. So if I stay over here in isolation, nobody has to know my pain when I'm away from the public eye and what I really deal with. They don't trust him. Yeah, but it's the fear of the people, but they don't trust him. And because nobody was ever there to walk them alongside, they kept having these moments of being patted on the back, still bleeding. So what they do, they drip blood on people. They drip spiritual blood on people. The more influence they have, the more blood they drip on people because they're wounded. And in fact, eventually they bleed out. Eventually they bleed out. Because they're low on the list as far as saying, I need help. Very low on the list. Because we're supposed to be Superman. We're supposed to be rock solid. We're supposed to override everything because you're a pastor. That's hype only. Hype only. Some of the worst personalities I know are pastors. Some of the foulest people I know are pastors because of their wounds. Because of their wounds. Because you got to remember, the enemy is fighting them because it said if they really knew this about you, you got to remember these voices they're hearing. If these people really knew this about you, what if somebody knew this? What if they discovered it? And so you're wrestling with that. So then the tendency is to build yourself up even more, to appear to be more invincible so that nobody can get access to you. If I appear to be more invincible, I get bigger, better, broader, louder, flashier, then now you say it's not possible for me not to be okay. It's not possible because look at me. Because look at me. Oh, this is deep. Yes, sir. Now, I'm going to give him a break this time, but he knows how I am about reading from the pages in the book because I was asking you about your reflection. But no, you're good right now. No. Don't do it now. It's too late. Caught you. Come on, it's okay. No, I said next time. No, don't back away now because Tracy's going to do the same thing. No, DeJuan, Tracy's going to do the same thing. No, hold on to it right now. No, you hold on. No.
I was going to let people know what page number it was, and that's all. I thought that's what we did last week. I'm so sorry. I came in late, and I missed the instructions. I wasn't about to read to anybody.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? No, just listen. Just listen. Because I want you to notice this. I want you to notice what just happened. All right. They asked you I do some diagnosis. I want you to notice what. I want you to notice what just happened because you felt like the finger was being pointed at you when it was not. But that's what it felt like. Now you follow what I'm saying? All right.
And what I'm about to say probably ties into that.
Okay.
So the surface, that's the part that got me. The surface, like the weeds, we pull them and cut them, but we don't go down to the root, and they grow right back again. And the piece about the volcano that erupts, but it didn't just start erupting. There was some stuff going on underneath the surface that was causing the problem. So, right, that did trigger, because I'm a person that likes people to understand me. And it's not always that important to be understood.
All right. So what that call is approval. Just kind of listen. That's an approval addiction. And I want you to meet a friend. He's sitting right there in front of you. You notice he's waving with all hands. You just don't see him kicking his feet up right now. I mean, but that would have been the next thing. It's literally, but you have to recognize it in order to be able to deal with it.
Pastor, I do recognize it, and I do know where it comes from, but I just haven't been healed from it.
Okay, you can be healed today. So tell me, where does it come from? You'll be healed today.
It's coming from.
Where did it start?
With my mother.
Okay.
It starts. I never thought I really added up. It's never enough. You get this, you do this, but no, you got to get here now. It was
right.
Like it was never like, good job, son.
Okay. All right. All right. Here's the difference. And this is for all you who wrestle with that. That was how you began when you entered into a relationship with Jesus Christ. It overrode that. And he says, now I want you to see you how I see you, not how they told you that they saw you. And so you got to decide which one do you want to believe now. Do you want to believe that one, or do you want to believe this one?
I want to believe Jesus.
Well, then, therefore, you got to say she was doing the best that she could with what she knew, and praise God, he brought me into a place where I belong.
And you know, Pastor Tracy and I have had a talk about this. She knows because I've bled out about it. But I have come to some realization that's what it is. Now we have another level. Now that my mom has dementia, so it's never going to be to the root.
No. You just misheard. You just misheard what I said. You didn't hear. You didn't listen. You didn't listen. The beginning of what you're experiencing is here. Your relationship with Jesus overrode this. Now he says, this is who I see you as being. This is who I call you. This is what they called you. Now you have to decide which voice now is louder in my head, this one or this one. And you're the one that can determine how loud the volume is. Because now you have the alternative. Over here, this is all you had. Once you entered into this relationship, now he says, you don't have to stay on that channel. You can, but you don't have to. It will continue to scream because now the enemy wants to beat you down. But God says, that's not who I call you.
And you know, Pastor Jen, I am putting it all on my mother because I want her to say she's sorry. But you're being honest. Let's say she did today. What would that do? And where I'm at today, I would forgive her. So, why can't you forgive her now? It just seems like there's no closure. No. I'm going to ask you again. Why can't you forgive her now? Is it because you just don't want to? Yeah, because did you know forgiveness is an act of the will. It has nothing to do with somebody's done or did not do. So now you got to decide whether she never or not, you still can. That means that I got selective forgiveness. Is that what? Because I do forgive easy, but this one has been a struggle. Then what if I tell you this? Okay, see, you see your cousin? Okay, but hold on, we're going to get to him. We're going to get to him. But what if I told you that that's a fraud of what you say you're doing for other people you forgive because you haven't done this one? Because that says there's bitterness in your heart. And because there's bitterness in your heart, then you really can't forgive anybody if you don't forgive her, because that's where it all started. Because that's your root. Hebrews 12 said, except a root of bitterness grow up and defile. So until you deal with that one, it's a pseudo forgiveness of other people. And you can be freed today by just forgiving your mother and thank God for her. And you're free. Then you're free. As much as you all heard me talk about my dad, I mean, as much as you all talk about my wonderful dad, my very colorful dad. Yeah, so, and never, in spite of, because it understood, this relationship took it somewhere else, and I had to look at him as my earthly father, but my heavenly father transcends that. Transcends that. Did you know, in spite of everything you say about her, look at how the Lord has watched over you and taken you past what she prophesied over you. Taking you past all of that. So you can forgive her right now while you're standing right here. And I promise you what'll happen is when you see her from now on and you talk to her, she'll be a totally different woman. Because now your grace and your mercy, your compassion will start to come out because you will not be harboring that bitterness. And more than anything else, you will be free. You will be free. I have one more thing so that I'll be real transparent.
even with me being a servant for her now, I still don't think I'm doing enough. Still looking for the same thank you.
No. You're going to have your chance. Just hold on. I know you're chomping at the bit. Hold on. You're going to have your chance. See, now, listen, now, hold on. Now, he can't wait. He want to hug you. What he really trying to say, he want to give you a big hug. You see? All right, we're going to have to stop James back here because he's having a side conversation. We have to sit him down, too, because he dived in and you done put static on the radio waves. I mean, you got to sit and wait, so now we go on. Now, and he knew that was coming. He just braced himself. Okay, now you can go on. Yeah, he does. He does. He does want to say something. He want to tell you what his situation is like yours.
Okay. My situation, when we gonna come out the root, is with my father. Never felt that I was good enough. But follow me on this. We come out the root, and now Now we're talking about me being on the job, and I have people. And this is my so-called narrative. I'm trying to get away from it. Is you do too much, because I'm always trying to make sure that I do my part when nothing falls off. And in the sense is that my whole dilemma now is, but I know I got the answer is that it has taken time for me to get my family life together. Let's say if I'm out at the grocery store, that's out. All of that's fine now. But when it comes to work, that's when it's almost like I'm getting a root canal and I ain't never had one.
So now here's his deal. His work ethic is attributed to the condemnation of dad. So he's an overachiever in the environment, waiting for the approval to get a clean slate from the powers that be. So it's an authority figure issue. So just translating it for you so you can be free too. It's that beat down from dad, which deals with authority figures. It's just like I was just talking to David earlier, is that I'm a father figure, but he has not so good experience with his father. So I represent that. So that will be a level of discomfort with somebody like me, although I don't resemble him. But what's embedded is authority figure. And when an authority figure is giving you the beat down, until you get past that, then you respond that way in all circles as it relates to authority figures. It just keeps going. The dominant personality is the one, because that's an issue of power and authority. And so that's your battle. Your battle in the workplace is attributed to the dad. You get the dad thing right, then what they're doing over here don't really matter. And what you got to do is you got to put dad where he is, right over here, like I just said about his mother. Realize I've entered into Jesus Christ. And it's like, Dad, you are my dad, but you're not my father. You're my dad, but you're not my father. I'll listen to you, but I'm going to listen to him. Because he didn't say what you are saying. Are you following this? Yes, you're saying this, but he's not saying that. The only way I'm going to hold on to what you say is got to be what he says. Once you do that, you can talk to anybody at any point, and you never have to internalize what they say, which doesn't go along with it. He said, he gave me a new identity. I was just like in the witness program, the witness protection program. He gave me a whole new identity. So he was protecting me from you, and I'm in this witness protection program. Now I don't have to be concerned about whatever you say, because what you say now can't change my new identity. It's like I don't exist from what you had. This is who I am now. You're a grown man. You of age. I'm not even going to go on.
Okay, so the pivot is today's sermon. Come on, Cooper, get it right. It was today's sermon was it talks about live the life. Then it said help others. Maybe I'm messing up.
That's right.
I want you to notice what you just did. You know what he just did? You question right there. So Sheila, circle. You got to remind it, because immediately you said it, you were saying what was right. You said, I'm not really sure. I'm probably messing this up. I know I got to be messing this up. No. You can't go that fast. You got to accept the fact that that's where you were. You were there before you knew it. That's the part that it's in. We're there. These patterns that you already, that you talk about, these patterns, they just keep going until you're on the other side of it. I mean, it determines how you go. So you were in an apologetic mode even before you finished a sentence. Okay, go on.
And then the last one was tell. So wrapping all of that up, and we've had discussions and stuff, and I'm like, Brother Robinson, I want to serve. And I try to do the right thing and, pray and stuff and all like that. And I just want, eventually, as I have victory with my family and others.
Do you want it today?
Yes, sir.
Then just like I just said to him, it can happen today. This is what he said to you, trying to make you in his image. This is what he was saying to you. He's always, if I were you, he's always saying that. And that's what he's saying. And because you can't measure up, you feel like you're not worthy. You feel like you're not that. But that's what he says. But when you entered into this relationship with him, then this stayed at that level because he took you somewhere else and said, you don't have to live like that anymore. He said, you don't have to. Now you can. Now you can accept this or keep that. Because that sound of what he's saying is going to stay until he knows you're not accepting it anymore. Or you'll always be defending yourself and trying to justify to him that what he's saying is not right, and please sign me off and give me a good grade. And you can be free today. Today. You can say, this is the first day of the rest of my life. Done with that. Done with that. I mean, done with that. But here's the deal. You can't go back. Even though the sound is coming, you got to say, no, I don't have to accept this. I don't have to accept this. Because this does not match this. This doesn't, and once you get it, then that's it. But you can't. Now, you're going to still hear the sound. But I don't have to do it. You hear sounds all day long, all around you. And some of them you pay attention to, others you don't. You still hear the sounds.
That's right.
But you got to decide where you're going to tune into.
Yeah.
So now I need to ask. Are you going to do a rerun? Or is this the first day of the rest of your life?
First day of my life.
Now you sound like you're a little timid about it. I need
First day
that.
of my life.
Okay, I mean, hey. All right, we were somewhere else. So, Lakeith, you were going to say something. Why? Say what you want to say.
I wanted to share about the it's in the introduction and it stopped me. That caught my.
Okay, we want to hear you,
Can I read it?
but we still want to hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the introduction says.
Now you are a all-star educator, right?
Correct.
And you ask students to speak out so they can be heard and use their voice, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so now let's finish the deal. Okay, go on.
It says, and just because we've come to Jesus at some point in our journey doesn't mean we magically achieve perfection. We need to stop assuming health and start pursuing health, living intentionally toward health on every level. And then it says, one thing I love about this direction answer is that it covers every single base. Loving God is not just something we do in our heart. Loving God is something we do with every layer of who we are, with our emotions, our spirit, our thoughts, and our body. Loving God is holistic experiment.
Okay. Stop right there. Now say that in your own words. No, hold the mic up and say it in your own word. Close that book, say it in your own words. You just read it to us, now say it in your own word. What does that mean to you?
It means to me, what it means is that just because we came to Jesus doesn't mean that we're healthy. And we need to start pursuing health rather than assuming that we're healthy. And then it says that we need to love God with all layers, with our heart, with our soul, and our mind. And so those are the things that a lot of times we think that we're healthy because we have accepted Christ. But we have to be intentional about our walk. That means we got to cover our spirit, our mind, and our soul. And those are the things that that shows who we
Now,
are.
so now you know, now you see you didn't even need to read it. So, okay. So now that we're on this healing path, we need to find out whoever else today can be set free from things that you don't have to anymore. Okay.
I wanted to reflect on emotions when she was talking about emotions, her feelings when I guess she felt like somebody was in her house and her emotions, her adrenaline started flowing and they didn't know what to do, for us going in. And I always thought that we go off of our emotions because our emotions are telling us something. But I found out from reading a book that we can't always trust our emotions.
Now, I'm going to tell you, you didn't find out from reading the book. You've been hearing me drill that.
Okay.
You've been hearing me drill this, drill this, keep saying emotions, can you trust them, hurtful or harmful. So I want you to say, she confirmed for you what you've been taught. You didn't learn it there. She confirmed. So I need to make sure that we help you to know you heard it before, but you accepted it when you read it. That's different. That's totally different. That's totally different. That's totally different. So, I mean, you all know I pay attention to everything. I listen to all of the words. So, because what she did, she could have been eavesdropping on me and wrote it.
That's right.
And she just put her name on it. So, yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, because here's the deal. What I have been saying is all these books come out of, and we just waiting until Gwen goes on and do it, is that take all these notes and transfer them into these books, is that I've been saying to her, because she is. See, she was trained to type over 100 words a minute, 150? About 120 a minute. She was trained as a court stenographer. No.
With 225, it's 25 words a minute.
Okay, so see, she said, you think? Yeah, see? So, all right. But that's been, and what makes it challenging, when you hear some of these messages and they're staring you in the face, you get a chance to drift away. That's why you all keep hearing me say, take notes. Take notes and apply. And we passed out a sheet last week about how to take the note, how to apply, how to go about doing it. Because when you don't do that, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. But when you stop and say, what do I need to do with this? Because your emotions are not going anywhere. They're going to continue to flood you. They're going to continue to flood you. And that really is the thing. We can always. So Paula's going to email that to her. So she's going to email it to her. She's going to email it to him. That's going to do that. Then that way they have a copy. Yes, ma'am.
So I actually have a question.
Okay.
Okay. So, I know that we're made of our body, our mind, our spirit, but the book talked about emotional, mental, and physical health.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the difference between emotional health and mental health?
Okay. So emotions, talking about your feelings, that whole range. Mental would say that things are out of balance. That's in Matthew 22, it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. So then mentally, we can have thoughts that gets skewed because the mental is your thought life. It's your thought life. Just like she talked about, she and her friends coming to the place where they were and seeing the lights on, and they always turn them off, what Lakita was talking about. And so all of a sudden, panic, somebody's broke in, somebody's done something, maybe one of us left the lights on by mistake, then the lights go off, we know somebody's really in there, and then now they're panicking, but at the same time, they're still sitting out there in the car, in the driveway, have not gone already, sitting up here trying to figure out, do I stay, do I leave? Did you leave the lights on, did I leave the lights on? So they're just sitting there paralyzed, instead of 911, get out of here. As soon as you saw the lights on, hey, we don't leave lights on. 911, and I'm out of here. But they sitting up here, what you think? Is it you? Was it them? Was it you? Was it that? I want it in there. I want it right there. Are you sure you didn't leave them on? I'm not sure if I didn't leave them on. And now they're going back and forth, sitting in the same spot. That's why, you know, mentally they froze. Mentally they froze. Because the emotion was saying, get out of here. And then the person started walking and walking, they screaming and hollering. Should have been gone. Should have been gone a long time ago. Should have been gone a long time ago. I mean, if you go to where you live and the lights are blinking inside, what are you going to do? I wanted somebody in there playing with the switches. What are you going to do? Well, I mean, you're going to sit up there. What are you going to do? Go knock on the door. Hey, is anybody in? I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm sending you in.
And I'm not going. I'm calling the police. I'm not going in. That's what the deal is. I'm not going in.
Okay, so the emotion is the response to the thought, or
we typically the emotions generally trigger thoughts. The feeling comes, and then there's a chance to decide, all right, what do I do with the feeling? What do I do with the feeling? I had this, I got triggered by what I heard. So now an emotion rises up. Now I got to decide, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got another one.
Go on.
So is mood and emotion, is that the same thing?
They fall into the same category. Because it's like mood swings. Because you can be up, you could be down. You could be sad, you could be happy. Those are moods. Mm-hmm. But they're feelings. Okay. Because they produce these feelings. Okay. That's how you can go from a smile to a frown in less than a minute. You were rolling along, and all of a sudden something happened, and you flip. It gets turned upside down, just like that. And you probably have experienced it. You're having a great day, then all of a sudden one little thing happens. Somebody says one thing. What you say? Yeah. Gone. I mean, and it's gone. It's gone. All the other previous 12 hours, gone. Gone just like that. Gone in 60 seconds. Gone. Right. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say that I found that it was interesting the way when it talked about patterns, because when I was reading the book, I tried it, don't know whether anyone else did, with the folding your hands and the crossing your arms, and it was an effort for me to do it the opposite way, and how that ties in with labels, how just because of familiarity, because we all can list out the labels that people have put on us, and because of the familiarity of the pattern, it's easy to continue to think those labels about yourself instead of, wiping the slate clean.
Well, why we generally don't, if we don't have an alternative. If we don't have an alternative, then we try to dispute what's being said, try to dispute it, so we can prove that it's not true. Instead of, if we made a decision, we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to deal with it. I mean, folk will say that I'm arrogant, controlling, authoritarian, all of that. They'll say all of that. Great. Great. I'm not trying to dismiss it. Great.
And really, they don't. They aren't. They can't put the label on you
Well, they can.
because no one knows
Yeah,
everyone's individual.
well, no, they can. They have every right to do that.
But it's not true.
No, but to them it is. And so that's why I'm not trying to disprove it. It's like, okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. I said, but I'm a much better person than all your labels. So that's why it doesn't bother me. As I'm a much better, bigger person. So I'll take all of what they say. I don't try to dispute it because that's a waste of my intellectual capacity to get into trying to dispute that and going through all those changes to try to prove why it's not true. It's to say, oh, okay, thank you. Okay. But when people get to know me, they find out I'm a much better person than everything they thought.
It's true.
That's why I don't even deal with it. So they can add 10 more labels. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, 10 more. Well, you got one? That's okay. What's yours? Okay, thank you. Thank you. You know, I know where to go when I need a reference for what you said. It's okay. See, that's the attitude. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. What you got to say? Okay, like this. You think he know everything, don't he? No, I don't, but that's what you say. I never said that I do. I never said I know everything. But if you say, he always saying something. He always got something to say. He's always cutting people off. He's always doing all that. Always? See what I'm talking about? So do I need to dispute that? But you see how some people say, that's not true. That's not, nah, I'm not doing all of that. Going through all that stuff. I already know I'm going to get in trouble. You know, somebody say, I already know I'm going to get in trouble. Are you sure? Before I say this, I know it's going to be a problem. Really? Okay. That's why I'm like, I'm just saying, don't go through all of that. Don't go through all of that. Or you'll be spending all your time in the defense before a judge. You'll be a defense attorney. That's what you'll be doing. You'll be able to defend yourself all day long because somebody else gonna come along and say, yeah, I heard. They told me this about you. Now what are you gonna do? Well, I just finished explaining to them about this. And so now, why didn't you ask it? That ain't what they said to me. You see how it goes? You just be going on and on. It would just be nonstop. And I could be finding something else to do rather than going through all that.
Pastor, I got an example of that. I make reference to refereeing. Yes, I do. But we don't have time to explain every call to the coach, especially when the coach is not going to agree with you. You got to let them know by rule and keep it stepping. That's it. Because the game will be on pause while you're trying to explain everything. That's a travel because he moved this foot this way and that way. There are referees that was doing that, and I have to tell them to keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Because you'll just be stuck. You'll just be stuck. Now, I may admit, I had my time officiating, and I quit. I quit because I already knew. If I've given the authority to be in charge of this game and on this floor, you will not run this, and I will tee you up and get you out of here. There would not be. Right. And not like no. Like no. You get one explanation, and if you go the next time, that's exactly what it would be.
One of the things that we were taught as an official that we wouldn't want to do it that way.
Right.
We would rather do it in a way. How can I say this? We teach officials to admit that we make mistakes too.
Yep.
So you might jog by and just say, Coach, I missed that one. You just can't do it all game, though. You can't miss them all game.
Well, yeah, but it's the matter of when it's to say an explanation is given and you continue to go at it, and it's to say, oh, that's not how it goes, sir. We had this explanation. Now you're trying to usurp the authority in this gym. I can tech you. And you can't take me.
He can.
And so that's why it's like, you get your second one, you are out of here.
Now that after you give the first tech, you step away and you let your partner come over in dialogue. You don't want to keep that ear open. You move out so you don't antagonize because we know we got the power. And you got one more word, I'm gonna get you. So that's why you step away so that one more word won't come out. The partner come and bring some Christian values to it, and get it taken.
Yeah, I brought the Christian values because I know those coaches knew the rules. They all knew the rules ahead of time. They had to know them, and they know when you do X, X is going to happen. And so at this level, if they're expecting perfection from the players out on the floor and from the officials, then expecting perfection for you to handle yourself in a way that your decorum is reflective of somebody who's leading young people. And therefore, you're a bad reflection of them, and you are out of here.
I agree with you, Pastor.
Now, see, that's exactly what it is.
Talk with
Right,
them for
right.
the whole gym to hear.
All right, so that's the deal. That's why I said I'd go watch games because I know what would happen. They'd be tossed. They would be tossed because it's like, no. All right, so other reflection. Now, we need to figure out who else needs to be healed because we need to do this. Now, one is you're not saying it is that we have pleasers. That you want to please people, want to be liked. Which do you prefer, being liked by people or loved by God? So now you got to decide, do you want this cheap substitute of being liked, or you want the love that God pours, the love of God is shed abroad in your heart? That's literally what it boils down to. You can spend so much time and energy trying to please people, and it never happens. It just never happens. But over here, he says, I accepted you at your worst. He says, scarcely for, he said, scarcely, he said, I know if you, even while you were yet sin, at your worst, when nobody accepted you, I accepted you. So he says, you already accepted at the highest level. So don't be wasting time over here. They don't sign your eternity check. All right, that was a tweet right there. They don't get to sign your eternity check. They just sign the temporal, and theirs can't even cash on top of that. That's why he says, you don't go through all that stuff. You don't go through all that stuff. I already know. People are going to look at me one or two ways. They're going to love me or talk about me. No, I don't even care. Either one is okay. Either one is okay. Either one is okay. You know, why is either one okay? I can't control it. So either one is okay. Like, whatever. They're going to talk anyway. If they're going to talk, give them something to talk about. Give them something to talk about. Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Petty, so how can we put parameters on serve? Because I know when you serve, you just do it and you just serve. So when you talk about people pleasers, it's not my intent to please people. It's my intent, my you know, when you talk about to check yourself, my main thing is to please God. So when you
are you helping? Let's go back to this morning. Are you helping them?
Well, from that analogy, I ain't helping nobody because I got to keep repeating the same stuff.
Okay, now you're getting your answer, right? Right. No. Now you're helping them. It's like, are you helping them? Are you helping them? Like, really helping them? If you know they're being helped, you want to do more. Because someone's always going to be waiting for you to do something, but is it really helping them? Then, if it's not helping them, that says you're not really a good steward. For what God's given you, it's like you was wasting that on somebody. And there are some situations where you miss, but you're doing your due diligence to determine, is this a valuable thing? Because really you have to look at it as investing. Helping somebody is an investment. So now you got to determine the time, effort, whatever else I'm doing, is it really helping them? Or was it a good thing to do? Was it a good thing to do?
That freed me today because, like he was saying, you want to serve, you want to help people. And sometimes I kind of get it kind of cloudy because I helped somebody one time. They were pushing a box and I was trying to help them to get it where they supposed to go, and found out the woman was drunk. I was trying to get rid of her after an hour. I wasn't supposed to be in that. I'm just giving that example because I was trying to help her, but that wasn't the right one.
And you were tired, worn out, irritated, and everything else after that experience.
Hour with her. She was drunk. Her phone wasn't working. I didn't want her to use my phone. So I'm glad you said it like that because it helped me today. That freed, all bets are off now. I know that the ones I'm supposed to and the ones I'm not supposed to. That freed me. Those people that, you be walking and they, hey, you got a quarter. I used to try to give them, give them a little something. You told us, women, don't do it. Mm-mm. Freed me. And I have just been so free about this. Mm-hmm. So just keep talking because I'm learning. You teaching me.
No. Yeah, because somebody say, oh, is this all you got? You don't have any more than this? Is this all you're going to give me? Right. This is all you're going to give me. First you ask for some change, and you give them a nickel and a dime. All you said was change. So I did what you... Is this all? When they asked you, did you have change? So any other reflection?
Got me one right here too.
Good job, man.
Yep.
I'm not gonna read it.
She learned. See, Tracy, you see how she learned quickly, right?
Boundaries. The importance of boundaries. That was one. And it's not that we're not taught all the time from Pastor. And see, that's how I'm reading all these books. It's reinforcing for me. The lessons we're getting, dots are connecting. So boundaries is one. I hear that all the time. Okay, boundaries. The next thing was stress. Sometimes, I'm pretty sure that was also covered in the book, that we don't know we're stressed. We think we're okay because we're looking at certain things. But she mentioned how the emotions on the surface, like an iceberg, we see a section, but there's a whole bunch of stuff going at the bottom. So reading this book, connecting the dots with all the books that we're going and the lessons, I've already started implementing even on the job, making some shifts.
So here's what I'm going to say. You just compartmentalized.
Say that again.
You just compartmentalized.
You mean just now?
You did.
Yes.
What did
because
you all,
I had made everything one thing.
No. Did you all just hear? Why do you believe I said she just compartmentalized? You said on the job.
No. Yeah, but that's where. Okay.
You compartmentalized.
Okay.
The three things this morning, the last three things was what? What were they, Greg? First one was what? Okay. Okay, hold that. Live.
Yes.
Only on the job?
No, I live here more than just
okay,
on the
so
job.
then, you notice how you compartmentalize?
Now I get.
And that's exactly, because we're so quick to separate them.
Yes.
Like, I can be like this over here.
Yes.
And I need to be like this right here.
Yes.
And I'm like this over here.
Yes.
I got the relax me, the work me, house me, leisure me, all these multiple personalities we have going on. I mean, so Jerica, that's an example of a mental health issue. Right. It said, I'm all these things. I got multiple personalities.
Yeah.
And then when you get mixed up, like, wait a minute, am I at home? Am I on the job? Sometimes you bring home to the job, or the job to the home, and next thing you know, it's like, well, you ain't at work.
Right. And that's where those boundaries came in, because, yes, it would be, I've spoken to people, they can't shut this down because they're already processing tomorrow or the weekend. And so, all right, I'll go back to the drawing board because I'm not trying to create multiple personalities, but understanding the value of it's more than what it looks like. You don't know why that bothered you, because we hear that all the time. But the fact that you got the surface thing, but it's all that other stuff. You taught a Bible class. Who's your mama? Today, now I got a way to handle, because initially I thought it was mother. But now I see how I think I found.
So what she's just saying is, this is the first day of the rest of her life too.
Right.
Okay.
Because I didn't connect.
But she didn't say it now, so you have to help her so it makes it all your. Because what she didn't connect was the fact that it's been her mother, and she when you were talking, it really opened up her eyes. But I want you to notice how she dodged it.
Oh, no, I can't take that one. What I'm saying is I didn't, when you told me, I thought it was mother, and you said, no, you got to dig deeper. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to connect. I didn't understand down versus up. That's where my aha was today.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
But when I said mother months ago, you didn't let me off the hook, but I didn't know how to dig deeper.
I know.
Okay.
So you just got freed today.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what. Now we're back to this very same thing that I said.
Yeah, but I heard it different. Well, I'm being transparent. I'm not going to say yeah, and I didn't hear it like that. I didn't hear it like that.
You just said you just heard it like that.
No, that's not what I'm not communicating. What I'm saying, I heard
Hold on.
the next
Sheila,
step.
help her to communicate. What did you just hear her
Right,
say?
because I didn't hear.
No, hold on. What did you just hear her say?
I heard her say that originally what she had, when you said your mother.
Who's your mama? That was his.
Right. Originally, when she had said that, she understood that that was the case, but didn't know all the granular details of it.
So that today is all settled in.
Today, yes.
Yes.
Right. So it's right in line with what I said. Today you're freed.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah. Well, but Pastor, the way I'm hearing what you said, I'm saying that I had moved away from that, thinking that mother was not the answer at all. I misunderstood what you were saying. So I missed it. I understand it now. And because you gave that next level. The other one, you made me keep digging.
Right.
But I didn't have
right.
the skills
So
to know how to
that's
dig.
what we're saying. That right now, today,
Yes.
you're freed.
No, yeah. Just like time.
Wait. Now,
Only trust
okay,
more.
now, which one is it?
It's today.
Oh, that's all we were saying. You know, it took up. We just went around the block and toured the neighborhood and came right back to the same thing. We finally came right back. This is where we started out, 10204 Imperial, and you took us out to Chambers, down Newhall's Ferry, and then over there on West Florida. You took us everywhere, and we still end up back here, 10204 Imperial.
Yes, sir.
Donna, he didn't let us go back.
All right.
But Donna, he didn't let us go back. He wouldn't let us go even mention it.
I'm sorry, say that again.
He wouldn't allow us to keep going back and even saying it.
No.
He said, where are you now?
No, yes, and I got that. But the other part I found when I'm finding my voice now is that if I sound like I'm not communicating, I'm not going to be the yes man, even if it's pastor, if I'm not getting it. So when he told me back then, because that was the assignment from the Bible class, I was disappointed because I thought I had arrived to be delivered. I said, it's my mother. How she felt when she was pregnant, the list, we don't have to go into all that. But the point is, I thought I had the answer. Pastor said, nope, it can't be a person, because he needed me to do like what we're doing now. See, if I hadn't been through what we're going through now, I would have said, yes, of course, because he's pastor, but I still wouldn't have got it. And I can't say, yeah, for peer pressure, because I want everyone, no, I'd rather you think I took you to Kansas City and then feel that I communicated what I was saying.
Well, we're on our way back from Kansas City now. You're working your way back. you left this neighbor. So it still comes back to today. You got. So I want to tell. Now that's her Pentecostal background that believes she has to do a dissertation on the explanation about her holiness.
You got to break it down. Yeah, I can own that too.
That's. I mean, you just gotta love this. I mean, you just gotta love it. You gotta love it.
So saying all that, I mean, Sister Donna, you might be piggyback on this. Going back to the book.
Greg,
Okay.
you know, well, then let me ask you this. I need to just ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. If you're not going to use it, why do you ask for it?
Okay.
No, that's a question. If you're not going to use it, no, if you're not going to use it, why do you ask for it?
Okay.
Why do you take it in your hand and hold it by your waist? Okay, but go on. All right, now go on.
So just to pick, if you mind me, and going back to the Bible, I mean, not the Bible, to the book, it says something about that God loves us as we are, not what we do or what we accomplish. That's all I wanted us to say. That's it. And it's-
Now, you said that for what reason?
I'm saying it because when you was talking about, when y'all was talking about the dogma, the dissertation and stuff and all of that. That's it.
Now, say what you said again.
You just said, why did I say
No,
that?
say that again.
Because you guys were just talking.
No, say that again. Say what you said again.
God loves us just as we are, not what we do or what we have accomplished. Maybe I didn't add it, but yeah, that's the gist of it.
You were saying that to her for what reason?
No, I was just saying it just saying it out there because we just got through saying.
But you're saying it for a reason. What's the reason you're saying? I'm really drilling you to get you to use your voice.
Okay,
You're
well,
saying it for what reason?
Saying all of that in the sense that God loves us no matter what. We don't have to.
I got it.
Explanation.
That's your statement. Now say, why are you saying it?
I'm like a deer in the headlight. I thought I said God loves us. Well, I got the mic.
Was you clear?
I'm just saying God, man, He loves us. He loves us just as we are. Didn't I just say that?
Yeah, you said that. I mean, we know that's what you said. Now I ask you, because you said that and it's true, you said it for what reason?
Because before I said that, you were talking about dogma and dissertation, but all of that doesn't matter because whether we're Pentecostal, Koji, whatever other denomination, God loves us as we are. That's it. Did I still mess up?
I was just waiting for you to give a real reason as to why you said it. No, because you'll be challenged when you say things to people, and you better say, why are you saying it? Otherwise, it's just a statement, and then if you can't put a tail on it, then it doesn't go anywhere. All right. Okay. All right. Remember, our goal is for us to mature and to grow, and to be able to say why we believe what we believe. That really is it. And if we don't drill it down, then we don't. Then we don't. Just like that's why we push Tracy to say what you want to say with the book closed. Say it in your own word. And she said it, and it was purer than what she read. See. All right. Okay, Trianda, what did you pick up?
About the book or what y'all talking about? I want to make sure I'm.
You decide.
Well, I'm gonna just say I am a reformed pleaser. I do not claim being a pleaser because I gave that up.
How did you become that?
That's what I'm getting to. So, I have a mother that is, she's like that, accuser type. And I just kind of took that in. And like the one, sometimes I felt like that what I did was not enough, even if I was doing, I don't even going beyond, playing a role I probably shouldn't even be playing. But even then, I still felt like I was not enough. And then recently, probably up until the last couple of months, I still felt like everything I did in life wasn't enough until I realized that Dr. Petty explained to me that is who I was. I accepted Christ. And so now this is who I am as a child of God. That's my maternal mother, my earthly mother. But I'm a child of God, so that freed me, and I have been able to bask in just the love of God and not feeling like I'm not enough.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it did something to your mother to hear another daughter. Yeah. I'm sure it changed the dialogue.
It tears her up inside. It really does. I could tell that she can tell that there's a difference in how I receive, or if I receive it at all, if I disregard, or if I hear something, instead of letting it, internalizing what I'm hearing, I actually just let it roll off. Like I don't own what's being told to me or what I'm being accused or framed is. So it has been freeing for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So David, since you got the mic, since you got a daddy issue, why don't you say your battle with the dad, so you can say this is first day of the rest of your life too. So that means you can walk alongside of her. She would have been freed from Mommy Dearest, and then you can be freed from Mister. I mean, but go on.
Yeah, get y'all some popcorn real quick. Nah, seriously, no, seriously. So, you know, of course, my dad was an alkie. You know, it was like he was living in his world. No one else really was there sometimes. So
he had alternative reality, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like things I said didn't really, like, he wasn't hearing it. Like, you just wasn't listening. It didn't really matter. So I grew up, like, with things that I could say that would help the person next to me. I just felt like it didn't matter in it, but it would definitely help them. You know, it could be smarter than me, but it was big to them. So I just want to be free from, you know, feeling like things I don't say matter.
So how does he make you feel with all of that? Like great about yourself, wonderful, can't wait to talk to him.
Definitely avoid it. But it didn't make me feel too great about myself. It was just like I was just here. Like I was just there, like just here waiting for my day to go. And it was sort of kind of like that, you know. It was kind of crazy, you know. He was all out and just everywhere. And it was like, yeah.
Has anything changed about how he looks at you?
I'm not sure of that, but I know he's, you know, okay, I forgave him, but it's like, he could just stay there and I could stay
So,
here.
okay.
I don't want to sound like that.
But
no.
you talk to him, does he talk the same way to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's like programmed now. Like, even he had gotten a bad accident to where he can't even drink no more, but it's like, that's who he is. Like even talk to him now, like, it'll be like, we talk fighting. Like, we don't even talk. Like, it's like, Dad, I said what I said. Like, it is like, and I don't come crazy. I never disrespect my parents. So it's like, I'm very respectful, you know. It's just like, you know, I just had to give him the fact that he didn't have it all, and that's just, you know. But, you know, growing up as a child, you like look to your parents like you God if you're not in church.
So he talks to you, and how does he make you feel?
Like I'm just wasting my breath.
Okay.
So
is there anything, as far as he's concerned, that you get done that's right?
Oh, no. I even with the car situation, I called him. Ooh, that was terrible. He could have sworn I could have took that car apart and put it back together. It was done. It was a little raggedy, flooded car, you know. It was done. It was just like, I was like, all right, Dad, talk to you later.
So has he ever compared you to himself? That you were not as good as he was?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I could say, I would say, I'm not to toot my horn, I could say I'm much better. But I don't do that. I don't do that.
So let me ask. If it were possible, would you want a relationship with him?
I forgave him.
No, that's not the question. I said, if it were possible, would you want a relationship with him?
Honestly, I'm not even sure.
You have to. That question has to be answered.
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah, you know. Okay. Okay. So that says it's worse than what he's trying to describe.
Yeah,
that's what that says.
Okay,
but
I'm the only brother that's tried to have a relationship. My other brothers don't even talk to him like at all. They would care less. And it's like, you know, here I go trying, and it's just like I'm beating at a wall or something. And it's just like you're still not mattering what you're saying. You know, it's just like that's why here I could say a lot, but sometimes I just don't. I feel like it don't matter. But and here go DeWine like, oh, hey man, say something. I say something. And helps the person next, and it matters. And it's just like, yes, Father Petty here has told me multiple occasions things I say matter. No, you have to say it. Say it. You know, you are here. You know, you are living it with us. So it's just like.
So, do you want this to be the first day of the rest of your life?
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
So how will you be looking at Dad? Now, why don't you give Greg a chance to tell him how she look at his dad going forward? Since you got that and he has that and he has more years in dealing with that, Now, how he tells you is what he's saying, how he's going to deal with his dad going forward. Now, what that means, before he even says a word, you can't even engage your dad the same way anymore. No, I'm going deeper than that. No, we're going deeper than that. Yeah, so much, very much past that. Because you had not embraced the fact that this is what he said. This is who you've met. This is are you who now. You've been trying to do a little bit of both. You've been trying to build him up to get this great relationship at the expense of over here. So it's saying you can't even engage him the same way. Or if you do, you can't fully embrace him.
Okay. Well, Dr. Petty, with that being said, I'm kind of confused.
Okay.
Now, can I clarify that for you right quick?
What part are you confused about?
Okay, so the Bible says.
No. What are you confused about?
That's what I'm trying to.
Go no. What are you confused about?
That's what I'm trying to talk about.
No. What are you confused about? Listen to the question. Not what the Bible says. What are you confused about?
But that's the premise of.
No. You're going down another road. What are you confused about? Based on what I just said, what are you confused about?
Oh, based off what you said.
Well, what did you think I was talking about?
But I was trying to go back to.
No, he just told you don't. No. You're adding. Again, you're adding. Going back over here. You don't have to dishonor somebody. You're presuming what I'm about to say.
Okay, let me stop.
Okay, that's.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to dishonor someone because you don't embrace what they say. You're just keeping them in their place. He still is your daddy. He's your daddy. Okay, I'm not using that term father because that's a whole nother situation. He's your daddy. My dad. He's your daddy. He's your father. And I'm still not done. Just slow down. Because you have to get it right. He's just your daddy because he's not been a father to you. Are you hearing this? He's not been a father to you. He's your daddy. You keep trying to make him your father. And he's just been your daddy. You got to keep him in daddy mode, cling to the Father. You can talk to your dad all day, but you can't seek fatherly advice because he's just been your daddy. And every time we try to elevate them to another place, it hurts us because they're going to let us down. That's why I say you can't even interact with him the way you have in the past. If you embrace this, you can't. Because his history says he sets you up and lets you down. Now, going forward, since we answered the honor question that you had in your mind, what do you need to do so you can help him to know what he needs to do? Because that means that's going to make you accountable to look at him only as dad, so he can look at him only as dad, and so you all both can look to the Father.
What I need to do is to keep my eyes on the Lord and keep developing my relationship with Jesus Christ.
But then you're still going to be talking to your dad. What do you do with that? What do you do differently? What do you do that's different?
Control the narrative.
By
when I do talk to my father, hey Dad, how you doing? I'm just calling to check up on you. Is everything okay? Keep everything
surface.
What'd you say, sir?
Surface.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's proven that's all that he can give you. And you have to keep it there. Because you're the only one that's digging for more. Go on.
Honestly, it's as much Definitely much worse than I can say, but I don't want to talk about my dad like that. You know. It's,
See, now there you messing up.
Okay,
You,
okay,
no,
well,
no, you trying to exalt him
I
up to
don't wanna-
Father.
no,
No, you trying to exalt him up to Father. He is what he is.
You're right.
I mean, he is what he is, and it's okay. And it's affected you. It's affected you bad. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be saying there's so much more I could say. He scarred you. He scarred you. And you all have to own the fact that you don't want to be scarred anymore so you can give it to him. But you got to be able to say it without trying to pretend that it's not true. It's true. It's true. And you're not free unless you admit it and say, Lord, I don't want this anymore. I've been hurt, I've been beat up, I've been down, I'm disoriented, I'm everything about him. He messed me up, and I don't want that anymore. Thank you for taking me in. Thank you for adopting me into your family. Because you know when you're adopted, they don't care about what was. They don't even care. It's like, you're here now. You're here now. You're here now. You're part of us now. All right. All right, now, two of you are going to have to figure this out.
Can I say one thing?
That's all one?
No, just a few more things.
Okay.
Well, so it was sort of kind of like he just like trained you up to if you express yourself, then you're going against the grain. When we have, you know, we can express. We were free to express. It was like, just don't say nothing. And it kind of affected my relationship with my mother. Because there was a point where my mother had like the tightest relationship ever. But, you know, I was going on to, you know, be an adult man, you know. And she was just trying to figure out what's going on, and I couldn't talk to her, and it just really broke her down. But it's like I couldn't get her to understand. Like, I'm trying to talk to you, Mom, but I don't know what's going on. I just can't talk to you. So it was crazy. It was a lot. And like, if I was to try to talk to him now, honestly, I don't even know how it would go. I don't know if he could. I don't know. I don't know how it would go. I don't know if he would be hurt or. Let's just say I don't even want him around nothing I have going on now. I don't have. I forgive him, but it's just like, nah.
Actually, David, in all honesty, you do have alt.
All right.
You're saying it with every statement you make. It's okay, but you have to accept the fact he's abused you. You've been beat up, beat down emotionally, put down. Your self-esteem has been challenged. And he's always saying, every time you try to move up to the next level, he keeps raising the bar, doesn't he, Brother Gray? That's what he does. That's what those type of fathers do. They'll say, if you just do this, you're going to be great. And they never raise it as soon as you get there. They do it all the time.
You tell him the truth, he's going to tell you what he know.
Right. But anyway, this could be your first date if you just let it go. You can engage, but you got to keep it at, this is what they are. Now, if their life gets transformed, their language will change. How will you know they changed? Their language will change. They will own how they treated you. If they don't own it, then that tells you there's no change. They will own it. I was wrong. Never should have. And listen, I didn't do any of that to my son. When my son was 10, 11, 12 years old, I would go to him and ask him for forgiveness for my behavior towards him. And I was none of that stuff. But would say that how I did it. Now, am I hard on him? Totally. But I would do that to say they're both of these sides. I'm going to be on you, but I have to also hold me to the same thing. Right. But that's the transparent part of it all. All right, we got like 5 minutes and then we're done because we have to stop.
So on the other side of this, I had a great, healthy relationship with my dad and my father. That's, I call him Daddy, but he was my father. Just the values and the times and the talks and what I saw, not always what I listened to. He was always encouraging. He was always there. At my events, my dad would be there. Our relationship was so good that when he passed away when he was 61, that I wasn't intending on doing the pastor, but I ended up doing the eulogy. Once I got through speaking, there was nothing else to be said. And I wasn't all broke down, wanting to get in the casket, all that type of stuff that you see people doing because the relationship was just that strong. And I really do believe today that if I would just embrace who I am because of him, it would actually help the forgiveness on the other side.
Okay, wait.
It would help.
Okay, no. We back over here again, because what you just said, and you just admitted, you still haven't forgiven. That's but no, you just said it. It would help with forgiveness. Okay, you said it.
Before I leave this church tonight, full forgiveness will be given to my mother.
Wait a minute, why are you waiting until you leave? I can't be why you stand up there with that mic in your
I
hand.
still got to leave, so.
No, why would you have anything to do if you leave?
Pastor, I'm really.
I mean, what what time is it going to be? Is it 5 minutes from now? Is it 15 minutes from now? What is it, half an hour? When are you leaving?
Trust me, I am relieved. I've been carrying this for as long as I can remember. As long as I can. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. That's all. So I do forgive my mother. I do. I really do. I've been wanting to do it, but I kept finding reasons not to. So I'm ready to do it. I'm tired. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired. And I'm not the person. I'm just not that person. I'm not.
So, Jericho, you got a brand new dad, and Tracy, you got a brand new husband. Because he's not bringing that toxic stuff.
And they know.
Yeah, I mean, so he's not bringing that. He's brand new now. Then, if that be the case, there should be evidence. Okay, all right.
So I wanted to make the comment, and I know I've been down this before. I know where it comes from. I was raised up in a very structured home. Both parents had the same values. It was always drilled in me how important to have an education. So as a young child, I never felt like I belonged. And I think as I looked through my life, that it was important for me to be educated. And all that comes from my father and my mother is 82 years old right now, and she constantly asks, so how are the children? Have they graduated from school? So they'll be fine. So she thinks like when we're all dead and gone, they'll be fine. And so I think that affects me. I mean, in fact, I know it did. So when I'm in certain environments, I literally don't feel like I belong. So I question myself, like, why do you feel that way? I don't know. I feel like I have achieved the things that I should have, but the thing is I got to get past the achievement and to just believe what God has said about me.
Okay. So yours is pretty simple. It's the performance track. Yes. That this cycle just keeps going. When is enough? And instead of, that's not your standard. Your standard is not accolades. Your standard is being faithful. And if you've been faithful to what you've been doing, then you're okay. Then you're already okay. Because there's always some other accolade to pursue. There's always something else to accomplish. It is the matter of, have you been faithful in this? That other stuff takes care of itself. Because the last thing I look at, are you faithful in this? Not when somebody says you could have done better. Are you faithful in this? Somebody can always say, that was me, I would have done such and such. That's nonstop. You just got to know where you're faithful. You got to know where you're faithful. No. Right. The only thing that I compare myself to is nobody. Nobody. Because I'm the standard. So that's that. There's nobody else. Because all things being equal, there's one me. That's the freedom in it. It's just one you. So therefore, once you settle that, then it say you don't have to put yourself up against anyone because it's just one you. I mean, that's where you're free. It's like, why would I compare myself when we have different foundations, different starting point, different things? So there really is no comparison. There is no comparison. Who can you compare yourself to?
There isn't anyone. Once you accept that, if you've been accepted in the beloved, there is no comparison. You just be faithful. That really is it. Knowing that you're doing the best, like as unto the Lord, that really is it. That really is it. That really is it. All right, any last thing before we go? We covered a lot of territory.
Yes.
But you need to have finished the book by next week. You need to have finished. Because actually what we were talking about worked our way up through chapter 6. The comments and things really worked up through chapter 6. And so that means the last part. But it really is giving you a chance to just look at you, to just look at where we are and to be very honest with ourselves. And which means as you're doing this, you can start saying, I don't want to do this, or I am going to do this. Because that's what it said. Do I really want to make the move or do I don't? Because it's right here in our face, right here in our face. So, Father, thank you for giving us a chance to look in the mirror and see ourselves and then make a decision as to whether or not we want to live a deceitful life or to walk in freedom, to know that if we keep exposing ourselves and pretend that we didn't see it, then we are forgetful hearers and practice a life of deception. So thank you for the freedom that comes from knowing you. And thank you for the plan that you have, and you're being patient and your extended forgiveness to us. And ask that you will watch over those who are here and any who have tuned in or those who will. In Jesus' name, amen.